Well, I honestly was not expecting to like that much. The Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw is the spin-off from the original Fast and Furious series that started way back in 2001 and stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Jason Statham as Luke Hobbs and Deckard Shaw. Now, this movie actually surprised me in a lot of ways, and one of the biggest ones was just how good the acting in this movie was, just alone. Way off the bat, The Rock and Deckard Shaw's character, or Jason Statham's character, just are so good in this movie. And this movie has a lot of problems, but that alone, their chemistry was really, really good. This movie also has Vanessa Kirby as Deckard Shaw's sister, Haiti Shaw, and also has Idris Elba that plays Brixton. Probably one of the best parts of this movie as well. Idris Elba is such a good actor, and he is such a good villain in this movie. Something that's also kind of cool is that this featured Ryan Reynolds and Kevin Hart in like hilarious aspects. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but just hilarious ways, and it was so fun to watch. This movie was also directed by David Leitch. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I'm going to actually insert what the spelling is. And he directed Deadpool 2 and John Wick, the first John Wick, in 2014. So, very good director, and this movie was directed very well. The cinematography is really good, and also the effects are really cool. And this movie was produced by The Rock and Jason Statham, and mostly, and that's very important to remember because they're the ones that want to make this movie. It's their spin-off movie. I personally think it should not carry the Fast and Furious kind of name. I think it should have just been called Hobbs and Shaw because it has no connection to the Fast and Furious world. Like, absolutely none. And that's one of my biggest problems with this movie is its branding kind of piggybacked off of the Fast and Furious' success, when in reality it should have just been called Hobbs and Shaw. Another couple things that are wonky about this movie is the physics were way off, and I get it, it's an action film. The pacing was a little, it was like, the way they jumped in between locations and scenes in this movie were just very weird, I guess. But it's not all bad. I had a ton of fun watching this movie. The effects, like I said, were awesome. The chemistry between the characters were awesome. Vanessa Kirby's character, The Rock's character, and Jason Statham's character were all very well done. They connected amazingly. I laughed quite a bit at some of the jokes in this movie, and it was just it was a fun movie to watch. If you're watching this movie for plot and like story, don't go see it because the plot and the story in this movie has just been done to death in every single movie. That it's one of those virus movies. The guy's about to release a virus. That's how this movie is. So don't go see it on that merit. Go see it because you like action, you like explosions, you like comedic characters. It's, like I said, this has Ryan Reynolds and Kevin Hart also in this movie. So Kevin Hart, Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, Jason Statham, and Vanessa Kirby's characters all together just make a hilarious movie. Like this could have been an action movie or a comedy, and that's what's important. You can tell that Jason Statham and The Rock, they produced this movie. This was, like I said, this was a movie they wanted to make. And if you're gonna take any two characters out of the Fast and the Furious world and put them in a movie, it either has to be Letty and Vin Diesel, or Jason Statham's character and The Rock's character. And they went with The Rock's character and Jason Statham, which I'm okay about. There were a couple things that kind of slowed this movie down that I mentioned, but other than that, guys, it was a very decent movie. Like, I had fun. I didn't regret my purchase of that ticket. But, yeah. This movie is going to be getting a 73 out of 100. Now, I want you guys to know that this movie was a good movie, and you should go see it if you have the time. It's a lot better than Fast and Furious, the Furious. That movie was bad. This movie, not so much. So yeah, I'll catch you next week on another review. Peace out.